I'm back with another friendship bracelet tutorial, and this time we're using a cardboard box. I'm Kimbo. I have a craft website, agirlnagligan.com, and this is my YouTube channel. If you've been following me for a while, you know I love friendship bracelets. I have a lot of tutorials here. I just love them because they're quick, they're easy, they're inexpensive, and I love that you can take them with you on the go. You can do them on the airplane, you can do them while you're camping, you can do them on car rides. I actually have a package of embroidery floss. Did we decide if it was embroidery floss or embroidery thread? Either one. I have a pack of embroidery floss that I take with me to, like, when my husband golfs or when I go to watch him play old man softball, and I just sit there and braid and multitask while I'm sitting there. So I just love that you can do it on the go and you get instant gratification. You don't have to wait around. Like, I'm making a quilt right now and I need it to be done and I'm not even halfway through. So I love that I can start a bracelet and I can finish a bracelet in one sitting. Now, the last friendship bracelet tutorial I posted, we called the jellyfish bracelet. It's actually a braiding technique called... Now, I can't pronounce that, which is why I just put it here. This tutorial, I believe, falls under this braiding technique category. Instead of the jellyfish was a round disc, this one is a rectangle disc. So it's somewhere in the family. It might have a different name, but it's somewhere in this family. I just want to make sure that I give credit where credit's due. So it is very similar to the jellyfish bracelet, except it does yield different results, which is what makes it so fun. I will show you a side-by-side of the jellyfish versus this rectangle one so you can see the difference. Another thing to note is, so if you remember the jellyfish, it's a circular disc and the threads hang down. This one's very similar. As you are weaving the threads around, they tend to get tangled underneath. So if you've got little kids that are wanting to participate, if you start with yarn, the yarn does not get as tangled as the embroidery floss does. So if you want to start them on yarn, it will yield a bigger bracelet, but then they can graduate to embroidery floss once they have the technique down and they don't have to get frustrated with it getting all tangled underneath. Okay, let's start making a bracelet. All right, taking your box, you're just going to cut off a rectangle. You, of course, can do this with foam core board, or you just want it a little bit more heavy duty than cardstock. Got our piece. I want to say it's like maybe 3 inches by 5 inches. It doesn't really matter about this size. I have one right here that is obviously larger, so whatever works. And then you're going to cut 4 notches. These are about 1/2 inch, 4 on this side. Oops. Flip it, do 4 on the other side. They do not need to be like evenly placed. You do not have to measure, they're just approximate. And then you're gonna do 1 on the side. And then I take a screwdriver to pop the hole. You can use scissors if you want. I'm just gonna pop a hole in the middle. You might need to get a bigger screwdriver or pop a bigger hole if you're doing this with yarn, and I'll show you why here in a minute. All right, so I've grabbed my embroidery floss. You need 8 pieces. So the jellyfish are 7 strands. This one is 8 strands, and I like to do 2 of each color. I feel like it makes a nice pattern. You can do, I did this one and it was just kind of a Mod Podge of colors, so it really doesn't have a pattern. It still looks cool, but this one has a pattern. It was 2 of each, and you can see the stripes. So I like to keep it somewhat even. So I'm gonna do this purple. I'm going to start, so I have them, let's see. It's a good, probably about 30 inches long. It's kind of the same concept, like I said, jellyfish, or basically any braided friendship bracelet. When you start braiding, it will eat a lot of thread. So you definitely wanna go longer. So this is about 30 inches. You can go up to 36 inches, depending on how big your wrist is or what you're making it for. All right, so I've tied it in a knot right here. I'm just gonna push it through this hole with my screwdriver. The knot's gonna keep it from popping out. That's why I said, if you're doing yarn, you might need a little bit of a bigger hole. Now we're gonna take our strands and we're gonna divvy them up. And I am going to keep the pattern So I'm gonna put one color on the top and one color on the bottom. I'm gonna go light for the next one. So I've got even amount. Now I'm gonna untangle. This will be your biggest obstacle, is that it will kind of wanna braid here underneath as you're moving the thread around. So I just run my fingers through it every time I braid. The yarn doesn't get nearly as tangled. Okay, so the trick that I always do is I always make sure that this notch is on my left. It doesn't matter either way that you do it, you just wanna be consistent because you always are taking from one and putting it over into the other one. So if you're doing it this way, it's gonna be backwards. So that's what I do. It's always on my left. So you're gonna start by taking top right and you're going to bring it over to this notch. Place it in there. It's just like a placeholder. And then you're going to take all the ones from the bottom and move them up one by one, and all the ones from the top and move them down. So we've got this piece. We're gonna move up to that spot. The one next to it will go down. The one next to it will go up. So you definitely want to keep them in order. Up. So basically wherever I place my last thread, I'm just going to go right next to it. Place it down. That one comes up. And then after I'm done switching that, I'm going to take the notch on the side and place it back in the rotation. So it's, like I said, it's just a little placeholder. Now I tug a little bit on this knot to try, it's gonna form underneath just like the jellyfish bracelet. So I keep it kind of tight because I want it to move down. It will kind of start bubbling up and it won't be a nice tight braid. Okay, so now I'm gonna run my fingers through. And just get these separated a little bit. And then we're gonna go again. So top right, over to the notch, and then the bottom will come up. The one next to it will go down. And one next to it will go up. That is the basic steps. You continue, your bracelet forms underneath, and you will continue until you have it long enough to fit your wrist, or if you wanted to make a bookmark, you can. I'm right here, you can see it's kind of bubbled. You just give it a little tug to pull it down, comb it out, and do another round. I have been slowly working on this throughout the day, so I'm coming along nicely. I did mess up though, and it's really working in my favor because I did want to show you guys the different patterns that you can create. So right now I'm going dark, light, and I have them matched up on the bottom, right? Top and bottoms are matching, and it is turning, so this is how it started, and you can see dark, light. And then I got off. I think I just like got out of order and ended up mixing it. So the two darks were actually together, which turned into an ombre. You can see right there, it goes dark to light. And then I ended up just switching it back because I was like, wait a minute, I was doing it the opposite way. So now I'm on track and I'm doing it back the way it was. But I mean, like, even though I messed up, you can kind of see right here in the middle. But I'm like, once you wrap that around your wrist, it's gonna look really cute. So even if you mess up, keep powering through. But keep that in mind when you are lining this up. If you wanted an ombre, you're gonna wanna light up dark and then go to lighter. If you want it to be, like if you want a black and white one, you'd wanna go black, white, and match them up at the top. So this one that I did, you can see, was willy-nilly. It was pink, blue, purple, green. There was no rhyme or reason. And it looks really cool, but there's definitely not a pattern in it. This purple one that I'm doing with the yarn is light, dark, light, dark. And then this red one I'm doing is an ombre one. This is the nice ombre one. So keep that in mind when you are putting out your pattern, which way you want it to look. Another thing I've noticed is, if you can kind of see, my bracelet curls a tiny bit right here. Do you see how it's flat here? Let's see, this one's a good example. I've got a lot of curly spots, and then I have ones where it lays flat. If you are not pulling this tight, the braid's getting too tight and it's causing it to curl a little bit. So you gotta make sure that you're tugging down in that middle. Like I will move all these over. I'm actually going this way. Move all these over and then tug down in the middle and then do the next round. Because if you don't, it just gets so tight that it just is curling in on itself. So if you want the nice flat bracelet, make sure that you're pulling down this middle piece. So I've measured, you know, real fancy like. I'm just making sure it's definitely long enough to fit on my wrist. I wanted to go a little bit longer because then when you tie it together, you know, I want to have a little bit of wiggle room. So when you're done, you're just going to pull off the strings. And pull them through that hole. And you are left with your cute little bracelet. I think I'll actually braid this and then we'll attach it. All right, once I've pulled it off, I added this braid just to give me a little bit more length because I'm going to make this removable. I get asked all the time how I tie off my friendship bracelet, so I'm actually making a YouTube video. It should be my next one, so make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss it. Because like I said, it's one of my most asked questions. This and a knot over on this side. You can see I had lots left over. I tend to go a little bit long because I would rather have too much than make the bracelet not long enough. All right, here's my bracelet. I'm gonna slide it on. For my daughter, so I made it a little bit tighter. But here's what it looks like. I think it turned out so cute. It's such a fun technique. It's just kind of fascinating to see the different patterns that can be made with a piece of cardboard. Okay, here are our finished bracelets. This one is just 8 strands. There was no rhyme or reason to it. This one we did dark, light, dark, light. This one is ombre, so we started with that dark red and went to a light pink. And then this one is the yarn. I actually think the yarn one turned out really well since it has like a flat edge. These bracelets come with a flat edge. I just feel like it sits on your arm really well, where the jellyfish one is rounded, and so it kind of sticks up a little bit more. So this is the jellyfish. Like I said, it is a rounded, when it comes out of that circle, it comes out round where these come out with a flat. So make sure to try them out, both out, see which one you like, see if there's a preference, and make sure that you're following along so you don't miss the next video where I teach you how to tie these onto your wrist and make them removable, and make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my other crafty videos. Thanks so much for watching and have a crafty day.